So the South African Weather Service has issued a warning of extreme cold weather in Gauteng from today. Temperatures are in fact expected to drop below zero in some parts of the province, including Johannesburg. The city has just dealt with a fire that hit an informal settlement near Johannesburg's Kwa Mai Mai. That was a few days ago. Let's bring in Joburg EMS spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi, who joins us now for a sense of what their strategy looks like moving forward in a context where officials, your colleagues there, Robert Mulaudzi, I'm sure are anticipating some kind of response to this, and that response typically comes in the form of open fires. What does the plan look like on your end for the next 2 days?
Yeah, we are on high alert. Mostly we are monitoring most of our vulnerable communities, which will be our informal settlements. On your introduction there, you will be aware that we just had a fire incident in Kwa Mai Mai over the weekend on Sunday, where one person lost his life and the others were injured, and also about 500 people left this place. I think already in the city of Johannesburg, we already lost about 3 people since winter started on our informal settlement fire, so which is a concern. Hence, we would like to encourage our residents out there, especially our residents in our informal settlements, as they try to warm themselves, to continue to look after all these heating devices, heaters, paraffin stoves, candles, and not to leave them unattended, so that we can be able to prevent these fires. And of course, the issue of illegal connection also is becoming a problem. So we would like to urge our residents to report this kind of situations, because they are not only dangerous to themselves, but also the residents around them, and also they also cause devastating fire incidents like fires which we have witnessed over the weekend. So from our side also, we also intensifying our public education programs through our PA Public Education Office to make sure that we go out to our communities to educate them about the importance of looking after these heating devices and making sure that they are safe over this winter season.
Yeah, in fact, you can already see some people trying their best to keep warm. On my drive to work this morning, for instance, I saw several open fires for people who sadly don't have a shelter over their heads. I wonder, Robert, to what extent those fires typically contribute to the kind of disasters we see around this time of the year, or are you finding that mostly it does come from fires within homes, as it were?
No, it also does cause, incidents, because most of those fires are left unattended. It can be in a bus stop, it can be under the bridges where the people, most of the homeless people are. So it also poses issues of, grass fires in those areas. And of course, now and then we normally get load shedding. We see that those fire incidents are not occurring only in our informal settlements, but throughout the city, be it formal residential areas and also our informal residential areas. So hence we're encouraging everyone to make sure that we look after all these heating devices to make sure that we prevent fire incidents. I think it's official. We are officially in winter season, so we'll now and then have these cold fronts. So we have to make sure that we prepare ourselves in terms of these incidents, and hence our disaster management officials, monitoring teams are all in all 7 regions of the city, just to monitor if there is any incidents. We can be able to attend to them as quickly as possible. And also all our 30 fire stations throughout the city are fully operational. So we're hoping that our residents will work with us not only on the next 2 days, but throughout the winter season, because we still have the whole winter season ahead of us, so we should be able to look after ourselves and make sure that we prevent these fire incidents. And if there is an incident which might occur, we are able to respond to that incident as quickly as possible.
Of course, these kind of conversations in the media go a long way in trying to raise awareness, as it were. But I wonder, in your experience, Robert, whether you get a sense that people know how to respond to a fire before things get out of control. Is there enough training, for instance, even among community members, about what to do in the event, for instance, that your neighbor's house goes up in flames?
Yes, we've done a lot of work in terms of disaster preparedness. From our side, we at least a step ahead, because we've got this public education units, which on a day-to-day basis, not only targeting our community members, but we also have a program which is designed for high school learners, which is a school's emergency response teams, which we trained our learners, because you know that there are situations where there's a lot of emergencies at schools, whereby learners will need this emergency disaster emergencies skills. So we try and make sure that we train our learners out there about the first aid and also basic firefighting, to make sure that they are able to deal with some emergencies. We also have programs which are designed for primary school learners, and daycare, nursery schools, which mostly we're teaching them about the emergency number to call, how to move out of the building, crawl low under the smoke, and also stop, drop, and roll programs, just to train them while they're still young, so that if there's emergencies at home, they are able to activate us emergency services, and also they're able to quickly move out of the house. So we see that those programs are well received, and our residents out there are willing to participate on these programs. Right. If they will want to invite us, we encourage them to call our central reservation number, which is 011-758-50, 011-758-50. They are able to invite us to come wherever they are. It can be under a tree, it can be in a beer hall, it can be in a church, everywhere where there's people, we are able to come in there. And also, if they will want to visit us and see some of our Be Safe centers, they can be able to call us on that number, and we will gladly come, welcome them in our Be Safe centers, right, to be able to receive this kind of training.
Robert Mulaudzi, thanks as always for making time to speak to us. I hope you don't have a busy 2 days ahead, because that would be a sign that things are relatively under control. For now, Robert, thanks very much indeed. Robert Mulaudzi is a spokesperson for Joburg EMS.